Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Glowing Through It. This is going to be one of my first releases, and it's going to be a very, very special one. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is going to be not on the professional side, but more on the loving family side, because I have the cutest guest on my screen right now, and his name is Josh Blair.
Hello! How's it going, girl?
Oh my gosh. And we're going to talk all about grief and healing. And, we don't necessarily launch this podcast on YouTube or much video platforms. The most you'll get is a social media clip. So we are going to do our absolute best to bring the feelings through just our voice. And I trust we'll get there today. So, welcome everyone. Today would have been Michael's birthday. And, well, we can't call him, can't hug him, can't hear his laugh. We can still celebrate him. We can tell his story. We can keep him here with us in ways that matter most. This conversation is for him. It's about love. It's about loss. And it's about the courage it takes to keep living with both. To family and friends listening, this is our way of honoring the man you loved through the words of his brother, Josh, who has carried him in his heart every single day since he's been gone. So, Josh, before we talk about the loss, I want to start with the love. So, when you think of Michael, what's the first image that comes to mind?
I think there's probably two. Um, he has his hip out, he's standing, and one arm is on his hip, and he has an eyebrow raised, kind of like this, and he's like twirling his beard, going
Mm-hmm.
something like that. That would be one. And then he makes another that is very similar, but it's um like a jestery type of way. Like he's letting you in on a joke and he's being silly, where he'll be like he made a funny face. Those are the two that immediately come to mind.
Oh my gosh. I love those. You're so
Yeah,
cute.
thanks. And it's funny
uh,
that so one thing that you did mention on his intro is that he and I do kind of share the similar laugh. So you'll kind of hear it a little bit today throughout this
oh,
episode, I bet.
I'm all here for it because we're not going to
Mm.
try to be sad the whole time. we're
Oh
going
no.
to have some
Yeah.
giggles.
I mean, Michael was
Um,
a funny bird, so.
he was.
Mhm.
Exactly. So tell me, what kind of brother was he to you?
Um, he was a great brother. Um, a great big brother. He was technically my half sibling, but he I grew up with him. Like I was born with him as my big brother. Um, he always included me on things. Even like I remember growing up being told that like while I was still being like in my mom's belly, that Michael was like so excited.
Mm,
So he was always been a very good supportive um big brother in a way that was playful
mm-hmm,
and as a mentor, uh he did a good job of being really honest with himself. Um and like finding his own space.
mm-hmm,
And he led a good example of really trying to live honestly and fairly. Like I
mm-hmm.
remember another story that um he was like a hall monitor kid, you know? Like
Yeah.
he cared about a lot of things and he cared for things deeply. Um
Hmm.
there was I guess I don't know the full story, but he got into like a scuffle in elementary school because like these big kids were playing on like a little kid playground section.
Hmm.
um and so like he stood up to big people for better reasons, like he was
Yeah.
he was just a good person in that space and brought that in as a sibling. So I definitely got really lucky, I guess.
So he wasn't just your brother, he was your friend.
Oh, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about a lot of
Best
stuff.
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't
So,
say best friend. He definitely, I mean, me personally, uh, as a big brother, you can get kind of annoying on a few things, or know what buttons make you tick a little. But I think that
mhm,
that only just makes the another thread in the bond that you have with a sibling. You know, it's
right,
another cord that's in this bigger braid of a connection.
right.
Yeah.
That's so sweet, Josh. But also real.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's totally true. That's like I've had to process a lot of things about him, and the only way that I've been able to, because I'm such a visual, like creative by nature, that was the only way I can really help process things. And um, even at the New York funeral, it got to the point where someone mentioned how Michael and I have a similar voice and cadence. Like when I was teaching at a lecture, a recording lecture,
Mhm,
after he passed, mom was just like sitting on the chair, and she was just like listening to me talk, and she could hear like Michael in my voice. And so even at the New York funeral, that was one thing that I realized right away. I was like, oof, this could be really nice or
mhm,
like really, really bad. So I realized that uh there's a space to invite him in as just like a person and everything else.
mm, beautiful. Yeah. Oh, Josh.
He was great, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the in the New York funeral, uh someone said like with that voice and stuff that it's like a twinning effect. And
Mhm,
so now that was like the easiest way I could get um a visual reference to that, where it's like, oh, that makes sense, like that twin connection I had with him, that braided bond that we had with each other is gone. Like that's completely cut now. So how and what
mhm.
do I do with all of these connections that I've had before, you know?
Yeah. Whoa. That
Yeah.
was a great visual for me, dude, because that that shares how deep it is, you know?
Yeah, like there were a lot of roots in that tie and that thread, and I don't think that that's dissimilar to say that Michael had with a lot of people. Like he loved
Mhm,
really deeply and really easily, and I think that happens naturally, especially in the household that like we were raised in. And it just built a lot of connections. That New York funeral, I think that was one of the biggest surprises too. Is um like they maxed out the house. It was
wow.
packed, standing crowd only, and like it was so good to just hear all the people talk about how Michael influenced their lives and how they still feel like connected to him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, in those moments you're like, "Holy shit."
Mhm.
Like, I'm lucky, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And just to know that like because he lived in New York for a while, that was his home. And he like, as the sibling crew, my sister, myself, and Michael was in New York for since I was in end of middle school, early high school, I think.
Mhm,
Um, Tori is in New Mexico, and I'm in New Hampshire, and so there were few moments that all three of us were together often in our, or like present age, I should say.
mhm.
But when we did, it was really really fun.
Aw, the
Mhm.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
So, there's that day that changed everything, right? And
hmm
I want you to go through this transition slowly and
hmm
just take me back to the day you found out.
So this was mm, this was during or like right after the solstice, and like weekend evening. I think like a Sunday, Monday even. Um, it was late East Coast time. I think it was around 12 o'clock ish, 12:30, and uh, I get a call from mom, and she's like, she called me. I was like, "Hey, mama, like, what's up?" And she said, "Hey, Josh, like, I need to tell you something." I'm like, "Okay." Oh no, she said, "I need to tell you something like really serious." And I was like, "What? Did someone die?" And she said, "Michael's dead." And I said, "No, like,
Mm. Mm.
no, but that's not true." Um, and that I was like, you're joking, right? Like, this is a joke?" And she's like, "I'm not joking. He's passed." And then uh, I was definitely in shock for sure.
Mhm.
Mm, like I sat down on the couch, and I couldn't say anything. I my brain did not compute. Like,
Yeah.
I was not in reality. My time was in pause of what was this information that I just got, and how is this true? Like, why, how can I make this true in my reality? Because this
Mm.
was never foreseen before, ever. I've never thought of this as a reality. And so trying to uh like paint what is my new path? What is this new information gonna do? I think was what my brain was really um struggling to grasp, you know?
Mm.
Um but I remember saying, like, what's next? Like, what's going to happen? And I think I asked what happened, but I don't remember really any hearing anything. Um,
Wow.
and then so like then
So, like, what did the world feel like in those first hours and days after hearing that?
like uh like all I will preface saying that these metaphors only exist because I have therapy. So shout out to therapy.
I
But
love
I think,
therapy.
like,
You go, girl.
uh one thing that I reference is just like uh this path that I've thought that I was going on, right? There it is now, not just like shifted, like the train hasn't moved tracks. The tracks were literally destroyed, like
Mm.
broken into pieces and fractured. So at that point it was more of just like, well shit. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Um and
Mm.
so it was a lot of unknown, and like it was it's like you're missing something. Like you forgot something, like at the house that you were supposed to grab, but it's just this feeling of like longing.
Mm.
It's like
Yeah.
there's something not right. And I think that that's what really stuck out right away, and that necessarily doesn't go away, but um I think that like all that initial path that you're going on, right, you diverted, and now it's just a matter of how close can you get to feeling like you're along their journey again. How can I get back to feeling um connected still with them?
Mm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would think that you felt it right away. It didn't take time to hit, right?
Oh no, yeah, like
Yeah.
the it was a new reality,
Hmm.
like probably the next morning. I remember, like, after I finished the call with my parents, I went upstairs to my then boyfriend, and they were sleeping, and about to go to work. Uh and I said, "My brother's died. Like, can I have a hug?" And so I like they hugged,
Mm.
and they're like, "Do you like, what do you need? Do you want me to stay?" I'm like, "Honestly, you should just go to work." And so they're like, "Are you sure? Like, I don't think like you should." I'm like, No, just go to work." And so I had the night to myself to just like really work on processing this new state of being and this state of like reality. That night I did specifically like really talk to Michael and just being like, thank you for being my brother. I
Mm-hmm.
like you were a really great brother to me. I felt loved by you. Um
Mm-hmm.
uh yeah, and just like repeating a lot of like that general stuff until I felt good, and then I found some of his old voicemails that he left me. Um
Mm-hmm.
I listened to those a little, and then I woke up, and that was like, okay, like what is this new cracked mirror I'm looking at? How am I supposed to put this together?
Mm, right.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Like,
Did you ever have the thought of like there was something, there's just something I really wish I could tell him right now?
mm, I get
Or
that
you
more often
didn't get
now.
to? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I had many regrets of like what I wish I would have told him. I think like when it boils down to what I think he would matter that I knew, it's like I knew that like we both really loved each other, and I knew
Mm.
that they're like Michael used to say this all the time on like drunken phone calls. And he used to say this in person when he like when he was at a party. I was like 14 something. Michael was graduating high school something. I don't remember. Um, but he was like, "Do you know how much I love you?" And I was like, "How much, Michael?" And he's like, "I love you to the ends of the earth. Do you realize that? Like to the ends of the earth." And I'm like, "Yes, Michael, I love you too." Like there is no question about how
Oh
much
my
love
God.
Michael could give and how much he like you could receive from him. And so I think um I think he knew how much I loved him. I think it would have been nice confirmation for him to be like, "I know you love me, dude," but like I know he did. So
Mm.
I think that would be the only question or like thing I wish I would know for sure. Um, but yeah, yeah,
I also love him. That's so cute.
yeah,
To the ends of
yeah,
the earth, dude. If you actually think about it, you're like, that's a lot of love. Hell yeah, dude.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's what's
He's pre-
up.
yeah, he was so precious, and I think that's like that goes back to like him being just a really good big brother. You know, he
Yeah.
was always, um, yeah, he was just a really great brother, a good soul. Yeah.
Aww. So this is always a touchy subject, but I
Hmm.
know I'm in the place to ask you. But did you ever feel pressure to be strong for others? Like other family members that were going through it at the
Mm.
same time as you? Did you feel
I don't.
pressure to be
No,
strong?
I don't think I felt pressured to be strong. Interestingly enough, though, that's a good question because I was the last person to like break down. Um,
Wow.
out of all five of us that were at the stuff, I didn't really have my first like mm, but I got close to like a full like a breakdown when we toured Michael's classroom and we had to leave, and I just couldn't leave. It just felt so. There was so much of his good juju's there. There was so much of
Mm,
his energy and his space. So that was really really hard to leave. But
mm,
that yeah, that would say that was close. The first time that I was actually like, and I've only done this once actually, where like on my knees break down sob was like a month or so after, to be honest.
mm,
Um, but I think I mean it's different for everyone, and I don't think that that is a matter of pressure of being strong. I think everyone handles grief differently. I
mm,
think me personally, I was going through a lot of other really hard stuff that are was already really hardening my own like heart. So I think
mm,
it was another it was another thing that I was already processing how to toughen myself for, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't think anyone was grieving less. Everyone was grieving. Um, like, let's say, for example, everyone had the same amount of cups of water, right? That's your grief.
Right.
And wait, no, everyone gets the same cup of, yes, everyone gets the same cup of water, but some might have like one drop of food coloring in, and others might have two, and others might have three. So others might look more intense. But I think the grief can be the same intensity, the same feeling, the same um, weight,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it just shows up differently, and people handle it differently.
Yeah. I think when you say that, I think of you being as somebody that's like clinical like me, where
Mm-hmm.
we kind of don't have a second to catch our breath. Like we need to do this. We need
Mm-hmm.
funeral home arrangements. We need this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna celebrate this. We're gonna, you know what I mean? We're
Mm-hmm.
on this. How do you explain it? I don't really want to say roller coaster, but you're on this climb of like, hey, there's like bare minimum. I've got to do 5 things up front,
Mm-hmm.
and being there for those things and showing up takes a lot of energy, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I have no judgment towards you. I feel like some people are like, is he even sad? Like, not saying anyone said that.
Mm-hmm.
Please excuse that. But what I'm saying is the judgment perceived outwards is like, is he even there? Is it even hitting him? Do you think it's like actually,
Yeah.
is he paying attention? Or is he kind of gone? Is he like gone into his own world so far that like, oh my God, we're hearing somebody's dead and you're not emotional? Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think,
But
and that's a great point though, because like I definitely have the capability to just like really lean into the facts of like, okay, like this is my new reality.
mm,
Like what else can you do for
shift right
like
now.
exactly like, and
Hmm.
so I think that definitely played a part in it, and I think also not necessarily being stronger, but I was definitely more aware and tried to be more considerate of like where can I help, and I think that energy of what you were talking about was put towards that motive
Right.
of not necessarily organizing things but helping heal others, or keep an eye out for others, if that
Hmm.
was the amount that I had at that time.
Right. Yeah, you're just like me. So I'm like, I totally see it.
Hmm.
I totally see
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I'm kind of the same way. And I'm going through my own grief process with my grandma too. And
Mm.
there's been periods where it's like, several months before she passed, I was like, I'm ready for it. Like, it's going to happen. And then she passes, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, fuck. Actually, I don't think there's a
Yeah.
ready moment, right? But
Yeah.
even now, I feel that of like, what you mentioned earlier, like grief never goes away. And that's
Hmm.
one of the things that like I kind of posted about too is it doesn't go away. You just learn how to live with it.
Hmm.
But I think, sorry, the motorcycles are really loud.
Oh.
Um, yeah, I think that you just were super helping hands and you dealt with it at the time that you needed to. And I'm glad that you did, though. You didn't like hold it
Hmm.
in and not feel it,
Oh,
not
for
sit with
sure.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it did hit you and the world felt way too heavy, dude, I know that dark hole, like how I felt in
Hmm.
grief was
Hmm.
like I'm like running through this jungle and I fell into this really dark hole and people are
Hmm.
walking this path and I'm in the hole and no one can see me or hear me and I actually can't climb out because it's that fucking deep, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's how grief felt for me, really dark and super heavy. So when
Hmm.
the world felt that heavy of like, I swear I'm the only person this low and this thick of it by myself. No one sees me, no one hears me. Did you feel that deep?
Honestly, no. And I think the reason why is because, and this is one realization that I had at the New York funeral, going back to how Mike and I talked so much alike, and like our giggles were alike, and we looked alike, even though he called me like the taller, darker, more handsomer one, which was always funny. Um, the I have this one thing
Hmm.
that no one else has, and that is just a little closer to Michael. And I really relish in that, and in how to like try to uh, like channel him in a
Hmm.
way that made that that makes me feel close to him. And like, not to say that there are other outside like forces that I feel close to Michael for sure, but if I'm really missing him, or if I like feel really down about that, and like no one else is this sad, like that's what I've always been able to like use as an anchor um move out of that.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
special, Josh. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
That would
Yeah.
help me if I
Yeah.
thought of things like
Oh,
that.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been in mindfuck. Like, to be honest, it took a bit to get like used to. Like it yeah, it's a gift and a curse for sure.
right.
Yeah.
Something that will get you through that difficult moment, but that's what
Hmm.
matters, right?
Oh, for sure.
So, so has there been a moment that you felt his presence since he's been gone?
Mm, the most?
Yeah,
There's been a few times. Like, of course, like any dragonflies are around, and I've always. What's funny is that I feel him most when I'm doing something outside my comfort zone. Like, like, uh, I remember like summer of last year, was like recently single, trying to like figure out how I was going to pay for my mortgage and all this stuff, and I bought these tickets to a music festival a long time ago. And oh, no, I actually didn't, but I wanted to go with someone, and I was like, I'm just going to go by myself. And it was the first time I went to a music festival, and like there was a dragonfly that like hung out with me when I got to like eat my food and stuff. So I was like, hey Bubba, like there's been a few times like that I feel closer to him, um, but
can you tell us
mostly
the
out
like
that.
symbolism of the dragonfly? Because
Mm,
outside people that are listening that aren't in the family,
yeah, for
the
sure.
immediate family has tattooed all of it on their arm. Each one
Hmm.
has a dragonfly on their arm. It's a beautiful symbol, but
Hmm.
tell me what it means to the family.
So it's always been something that Michael resonated with. They stand for a lot of things, like both in terms of happiness, joy, and change, and um, all that stuff that Michael really pulled from.
Hmm.
It was also tattooed on our Uncle Matt. Um, so it's been an interesting reference. I forget if Michael talked to Uncle before he got his. Um, but there was that, and um, yeah, he just always liked them.
So, what do they represent? I'm like, they're beautiful. They're really
Hmm.
interesting, but like, tell us what do they represent? Like,
I
what
think
gravitated him towards dragonfly
oh,
specifically?
I think partially Uncle Matt's tattoo, but I
Hmm.
think they like Michael just liked them for that like luck, joy, stuff like that. I
Mm.
don't remember his exact reasons for like him getting his tattoo, um, but that was something that he always resonated with. And for us, I think that's been symbolism for him. This was also so another fun fact about like this tattoo. Um,
Hmm.
he he did pottery, and he wanted to make a maker's mark, and he's always done a dragonfly, like MLR pottery, and it has a little dragonfly. And he asked me, because I'm a designer, to make a like a stamp thing that he can order. So we did a first design, and he really liked it. But it was too detailed, and he's like, it's too big, I need something like smaller and like less detailed. So this was actually the new design that he was going to have for his pottery set. Um, so that kind of exploded from that idea of what the mark that he was going to have. Um, and it's just kind of taken stride. That's like why my pottery mark is a dragonfly. Like it's just become a thing.
Oh my god. See, I didn't know
Yeah.
this, Josh. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god. I'm all soft inside, like,
Yeah.
I'm a dragonfly.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
it's just it's been funny to see how many more, whether it's just because I live in New Hampshire now, but like um I was out on a lake and there was like a dragonfly when I was on the paddleboard. I was laying down. There was a dragonfly just like chilling on my belly for like a hot 15 seconds. It's just like how ladybugs are for some people, or it's just a nice spiritual call.
Comfort.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go home and tell Stats about this because this just made it so much cooler, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, the fact that you guys, and by the way, if you guys don't, we are going to try to post a picture. We're going to get one from you guys of all of you because they all have a dragonfly, but it has its own little details and they make them kind of
Hmm.
different, which was also
Hmm.
really cool.
Oh my
That you
gosh.
guys didn't all have the exact dragonfly.
Yeah, that whole entire situation was really special because so the venue space was right next to a tattoo shop. And so they when I was out there, like once we heard the news, mom and dad were out, I think the next day.
Hmm.
And then I went out the day or two after. Um, uh, and then like we were looking at venue spaces. We saw one that was okay, but like this one just like felt like completely right for the upstairs and downstairs and what we are going to do for the stage and everything else. I personally didn't very much have much planning it, but like Chris and everyone else like pulled it off like incredibly. Um, so once we once we were there and the venue spaces were done. Shoot, what
Hmm.
was I just saying? Like, where were we going with that? Oh, the tattoo place. Yes, thank
Yes.
you. ADHD. Boom, boom, boom. Um, so the tattoo shop. It was right actually next door to this venue space. So like once it was locked and taken care of, um, we talked about here. We were like, what would be really cool is if we could do this. And so we're like, we thought of the idea, and then literally the tattoo shop was right there. And so I quickly like walked in, and I talked to the shop owner, and they were like, I don't know, it was like 6-ish, 6:30, uh, and um, they weren't gonna close, but it was getting late, and I told them like, hey, like my brother is dead. We're doing this funeral thing, and it's right next door, and he really loved dragonflies. I already have the design on my phone because I would sent it to him in email, like this is the new design. So I had it, and so she was like, how many of you are there? And so I was like, it would be me, my dad, and my mom and my sister. And she was like, okay. And so she talked to four tattoo artists, and like they each consulted us and got it done. So it was
Wow.
actually three because yeah, dad and I got the same tattoo artist. This is the one and only tattoo I think dad will ever have.
That's what he was saying, and it was so cute.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. See, I didn't know these little details are just, oh, they're so yummy, Josh. I love that you're sharing them. Seriously, because
Hmm.
it's like we show up to things, but I know there's stuff going on in the background just because I'm aware of certain things, but I'm like, also, I love that you guys took that moment to do that right then and there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It was just totally in alignment. How beautiful.
yeah.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
was
yeah,
so
you had to.
so great that the tattoo place also accommodated. I love that.
Yeah,
So,
and it worked out perfectly. Yeah, it really did. Uh, Yeah.
I love that you just brought us in memory lane because that was really cute.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, I want to know too, what lessons has grief taught you about love
Mm,
and living? Did you hear the question, Josh?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. About love and living.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I think one thing that um, has come up that's been interesting to like decide. what grief really is like, um it's it's loss but without an apology. It's like losing without an apology, and you have to move on from whatever, knowing that you felt wronged, like that this wasn't right, but I have to move on because no one's going to say sorry that this happened. Like, of course everyone says sorry this happened, obviously, but like no one who was like,
But it's not
no
that
one
way.
no one did this on purpose. It
Right.
wasn't, it wasn't, yeah, like this happened by natural causes. And it shit end of the stick. Like there's no apology given. And how
Mhm.
do you move on feeling wronged but having to just do it? And so I think that's been, it's it's uh it's finding ways to not feel as much of the loss, how to continue to feel connected to a person. And I think that really demonstrates, um love, and you said one other one, right? What was the other one?
Living.
Love and living. That really plays into both, in the sense that you really get, stronger to those interconnected chords that you have with people, and you start to also really see which chords that people had, that you had with some people, were actually quite thin, that like when you needed support and your distance was going, that they snapped because they weren't actually there for you.
Mm.
That like some that sometimes you get a really good reassessment of how strong and how, how pliable these chords are that you can have with people, and which ones actually matter.
Mhm.
Living wise, it was, I mean, Micheal was 36. This was a huge shocker for everyone, and so I it definitely made everyone think more about like their health. It made everyone like get more of a checkup and see like what we're actually doing. And, um like one thing I actually talked to my therapist, the like we always end with the last like 10 minutes of like, what do we want to talk about next time, or what do we want to think through? And I told her that like my birthday's coming up in November, and like I just really want to feel satisfied in the way that my life is currently, like that I am, yes, I'm on the right track, but I feel more satisfied in how I want my quality of life to be. And it's not just
Mm.
like, oh, I should be doing this or I want to do this, but it's like actually doing the things and being proud and satisfied that I am living the quality of life that I have sought for.
Mhm.
And like truthfully, I don't think I'm like fully there. I'm getting close, but there are always goals, right? And, um to really think like, well shit, if you die tomorrow, were you happy? Like, I'm definitely happy, but I think I would be more satisfied with what I've done, because Micheal
Mhm.
did a shit ton of stuff, and it was so cool. Like, he, even though he died at 36, his life was so crammed with so much cool, like thick, um connections with everything, for not only people but for the world, his own interest. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm just holding space, Josh,
Yeah.
because I love how just how you speak about him.
Mm,
And I'm like I'm just like grief is so hard, and I know that you have felt everything, and I can feel it through
mm-hmm,
the screen, and I'm just like
mm-hmm.
you're in such a beautiful place right now with it, that this how you're saying things is coming off as like, wow, this is such a great perspective, you know?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I think everyone has a different perspective of what like moving on looks like, and
Right.
yeah, that journey is completely different. There's definitely days like I remember there was a day where I was just like, it was like, God, I know he would have called by now. Like, it's just what it's like, another like, oh wait, no, I'm not in that reality. Like, it's
Mhm.
there's moments where you're just like, you're like, oh snap, like it's not real, and you have to again, like, be okay with like, nope, that's not the reality. Like, sorry, you're not gonna get that.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and how do you handle that? And I think like what you said too, like grief never goes away. It's always there. And I think I have just personally found a way to let mine have kind of like a chair at that like inside out table,
Mm-hmm.
um by just like talking about them. Like that's all grief is. It's missing that loss. And I think just being open to still feel connected. And yes, it's sad that they're not there, but being sad shuns you from feeling connected. It blockades you from being able to feel more joy in remembering them than being sad about remembering them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
so
agree.
it's like I think that's one thing that it's hard to do. Like it's not easy. Sometimes, yeah, like you just want to to lay in it. Um and I think there's time for that. That's absolutely needed. That's why grief is there. But you can't lay down in the ocean and get swept away by the tides. You know, like you
Mm-hmm.
have to sit up at least and being able to know when the high tide's coming in and know like when to give yourself space to breathe and
Mm-hmm.
feel those deep feelings, you know? Like what does
Yeah.
moving on look like for you?
Um, I laugh because I'm like, this is about you, Josh. Don't bring me into it. But I get where we're like, okay, how are we bonding over this computer right now? Um, so I guess I'll open up. Just kidding. Moving on to me looks like um how I can continue to honor the person that I miss so deeply. And not just
Hmm.
honor them as in like, I love you so much. Honor them and as what did they teach me that I can carry on, right?
Hmm.
And so for me, it's like my grandparents right now, and my grandma passed almost a year ago. Hers is in October. But like, I felt like since the moment she passed to literally even today, there's so many things that I think about that I was a
Hmm.
child, and it's just like normal things like cutting a watermelon open. Like I think about that and I'm like, my kids want
Hmm.
me to cut this watermelon and I'm like, this is a pain in the ass, dude. I don't want to fucking do that right now. But like my grandma, like she would cut a watermelon every single day for summer and made sure we had watermelon to eat. You know what I mean? So she
Hmm.
just it's just continuously bringing up somebody in my head of all the things, the special little things, right? That
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like one of the biggest things for me with moving on is like, yeah, how can I carry that person into me and spread them into other people too? You
Hmm.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, um, th- obviously, like, unfortunately, sometimes people remember the bad stuff of people, and hopefully that bad
Right.
stuff doesn't stick in as much. But like, this is a happy grief, and in this instance, um, taking the good from that grief and being able to use it as like another source of energy to outward love into other people, like expressing your connection for that person can give you fuel to love other people more deeply, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just goes back to grief like never ending because there's no end point. And
Yeah.
like I don't believe in the saying that time heals everything. You just learn to ride the waves. Like it's so crazy
Hmm.
that you used a water idea too when describing the feeling because that's what I think about. Like I've been going through so much that I continuously was like telling my therapist and doctor that like I'm in the ocean and I'm continuously dunking and I'm coming
Hmm.
up in between waves and I have to dunk again because another wave's coming. But bitch, I want to be surfing. Okay.
Yes. Give me a damn board.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be fucking bobbling my head in water. I want to fucking surf. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I've been carrying recently is like understanding like just like you like my health and where I can improve my own mental health without,
Hmm.
outside medications or whatever. Therapy, I love therapy. I go every week.
Hmm.
But I'm very much like you, very proactive. Like, what do I need to think about this week? What can I work on next week?
Hmm.
It's always like a homework assignment to continuously shift in this reality for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with grief right now. But there are some really low moments, and those moments are like, I'm going to sit in my room and no one's going to talk to me or touch me. And I'm going to watch some reality trash TV.
Hmm.
And that's it. We're not talking,
Oh,
you know?
I'm like full fledged. I think this last year, like depression is real, yo. Like
Yeah.
it can hit you so hard, but it also shows up so differently through other people. Like I, uh, I'm generally like a pretty like sunshiny ball person, and I think that that energy doesn't necessarily go away, but my depression shows up in other ways. Like, oh my god, so much clutter. Like my house will just like I have no energy. I'm already putting all of my maximum effort into work and like sustenance, but like to do more is not good. I'm going to
Right.
just play video games and just like not think of this reality, right?
Right.
How like not be in this state where I don't like being in, but instead of how to um like shift that into like what makes this new reality still enjoyable and livable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime definitely helps with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Summertime has been rocking my world and I love it. And I'm
Yes.
actually I'm actually really upset that it's like coming to an end. That's why
Yeah.
we did the whole rodeo thing today. But
Mm.
yeah, I totally feel that. I just feel like there's just there's so much love in grief and that's why it fucking hurts so bad, dude, because
Hmm.
it's grief is Tori shared a really good post shortly after. I remember it was a pink picture and it said grief on it.
Mm.
And it was on her Instagram, I think. And I don't know where my phone is. Guilty. Because I'm so present on podcasts, I could not pull it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. But I know what stood out to me was that it was basically a post describing grief as grief hurts because it's the love that you cannot continue to receive anymore. It's like there's an end to the love
Yeah.
that you can no longer receive now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. 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 And yeah, it's and I think that's the reason why I wouldn't say I have it easy, but like if I really feel like I'm not getting Michael's love, I can still pull that from him, you know? And so that's one thing that is that I really do try to like relish in and be thankful for, that I can still feel closer to Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, I mean it still can be just generally tough to um to see to move
Mm.
forward.
Of course. It's like I said, I don't think time heals anything. It doesn't get
Yeah.
easier. You just
Hmm.
figure out how
You
to
make room. You
ride
make
the
room.
waves.
Yeah.
Do you ever find
Yeah.
yourself doing something and being like, he would absolutely love this?
Oh my God, all the time. Like I think about, and that's now where it's like, like that's the biggest moments of yearning are when I'm like wanting to call him and just like check in and be like, hey, like I just thought of you from doing this, like blah 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 blah, you know? So um it's not to say that I don't still talk to him like that, but um it feels artificial compared to like the real thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Simulated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Josh. So, when someone we love is gone, we carry them in the way we live, right? That's what we just talked about.
Hmm.
So, if the world could learn one thing from Michael's life, what would it be?
Hmm. I think some people would say the mantra that he had uh in his meditation. That's like, I see you openly with love and kindness, I think. Of like really just seeing people for who they are. But for me personally, I think Michael was always the comic relief. He was the funny guy. Like he was so derpy. He was the jokester, and I think he would want people to just uh revel in joy and
Mm,
and stand for when others don't have the capability to have joy. Like when things aren't going wrong, that was like Michael was very he was a big proponent advocate of just like fairness
hmm
and making sure everyone had the chance to be joyful.
mm.
Yeah.
I do love that.
Mm-hmm.
I got that from him. Like he's don't give a shit about anybody else and what they're doing in the
No,
sense
and
of judgment or anything. Like he's just like if that's who you are, what you like, what you do, I'm here for you. Like for
come
real.
as you are. Come as
Yeah.
you are. Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
for
the
sure.
like the always cheerleader for everyone, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a good bird.
So how do you keep it excuse me. I don't know what that was. Sorry y'all. How do you keep his spirit alive in your daily life?
I definitely do it with pottery now. That's becoming more than a healthy obsession with me at this point.
Mm.
Um, he and I definitely have a close tie to that only because like we both took the same pottery teacher in high school for 2 years, which is extremely lucky. That was always the most popular class. And then we both like moved on from our lives. I tried getting a wheel from Amazon, but it was like $300 and it was a piece of shit. Like it worked once and that was it. But Michael found a pottery studio in New York. Where they did classes and he like relearned the craft and he was a member there and he was like, hey, like we should come, like I have a buddy pass, like we can do clay stuff. And unfortunately we never like I never got the chance to do that with him, but being able to still throw and have the space in my house to feel close like that is what's special for me now, for sure.
Mm.
Hmm.
I know. I see you posting, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. I just want to go do a pottery class.
It's fun, man. It's so fun. I actually
Yeah.
have his tools, his trimming tools.
Oh my gosh, Josh.
I keep those at home. I don't
Oh,
use them. They're like right by my wheel. They're sweet.
I bet it gets you to going though to do more.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I see videos of you or pictures, and normally I'm like ew about textures and things on my hands. And I'm like, actually, that's so cute. Like, even today, Bea playing in the dirt, I'm like, the dirt is actually really good for kids. Like, it
Mm.
releases something that helps the brain with happy emotions. No lie.
Oh, okay. Nice. I
So,
like that.
anyways, it's kind of the same thing I think of when I see pictures of you doing pottery and your hands are in it, you know? And I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my
yeah.
God, so special. Like, you literally made that with your hands, Josh.
Yeah. It's fun, man. Yeah, it's become a big obsession at this point. Like I'm loving it. It's
I hope you
not
nerd
going to
out.
go away. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, please nerd out on it. So, what would you say to Bubs today or on his birthday?
um Happy birthday, you goober. Um, if I think if he was alive, I think I would ask him about what we would be doing for winter. But if he's not here, I would say, um, I know you're around and I love you, and then I'll eventually see you around.
Oh,
Like, yeah, I love him. That's never gonna change. I know
Mhm.
he knows that, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh, Josh. What do you think he's most proud of you for right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, the last time I saw him in person was in New York because I was um, releasing or like premiering a documentary that I worked on for some motion graphics for. And so Micheal was my plus one for like the event. And so he was super duper proud of me. That like that was that feeling that was super nice. Like him seeing my work and like laughing at the video and like yeah, we had a really great night. Um Now I think he would definitely be proud of me for just um not only my businesses and accomplishments and stuff, but just I think I've done a lot of work in standing on my own 2 feet and
Mm.
understanding uh the sturdiness that I stand on,
Mhm.
the sturdiness of pavement or whatever I stand on. And I think he would be proud of that.
Tell us, what do you stand on, Josh?
Hmm. Let's say
You stand on
a
business.
Teflon. Yeah, stand on business.
Oh
Stand
my
on all everyone
gosh.
else. No.
You're so
Yeah.
yummy. Oh my gosh. You're just so cute.
Thanks. I try. This is fun.
Yeah, this was totally fun, dude.
Hmm.
But what do you hope people say about him 30 years from now?
I think 30 years from now, what people would still say about him, or what? Say that again.
Yeah. What do you hope people would say about him 30 years from now?
Hmm. I think just the same. I don't think. I think the most that I'd hope people would say is that he was still uh, a good person, which I doubt that will be an issue. He was. Um,
You're so cute. Y'all
yeah,
better not make it
like
an issue because Josh is on it.
you
Do not.
heard. Yeah.
You've been warned.
I think he would be similar to like how he was a goofball. I think he would like people knowing that he lived authentically. And it took
Hmm.
him to some time to get there for sure, but at the end like he really did live authentically. And I think that's something that um we all can really have some reference to for sure.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we didn't cry. Boo.
I know.
Just
But
kidding.
I loved this. This is great. Anytime I can
But
just like unabashedly
yeah.
talk about Micheal, like and grief in general, like human emotion is so wacky and so wackadoodle, and there's no, I mean, there's science to it, sure, but there's no way to easily quantify how to go through this and how to like there's what is this road, and there's no single path, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like don't get down on yourself for the really hard moments either and think
yeah,
like, wow, I'm just never going to get through this or I don't know what's going on with me or
yeah,
like don't ask why, just ride
yeah.
the waves, you know?
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. You
Hmm.
taking it old school now, Josh.
Yeah, man. Oh God, I guess I am old now.
We're not going to talk about birthdays. My birthday is this month too.
Oh
Um
hey.
yeah, so anyways, I'm going to take the day off work and that's my birthday cuz I work a lot.
Nice.
So,
Yep, yep.
is there anything you want to finish up with, Josh? Is there something you maybe haven't said or something you thought you wanted to say and didn't get a chance to?
Um, I love you. Thanks for
Oh
having me,
my
fam. Like
gosh.
this has been
Yes.
great. Yeah. Like holler at me anytime. Like I think that's one thing where the more people can feel like open and
Connection.
honest with where they're going. Yeah, like
Hmm.
that's how you actually build genuine connection. Who wants to hear about like oh, what do you do? Like, sure. Like, no. What makes you happy? Like, what's your weird passion in life? Like,
Mm-hmm.
find some damn joy. Especially now, it's not going to come to us easily.
Right. We
So,
gotta fucking work for it now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I love that you said that, Josh. I love you so much.
I
And
love you
I've
too.
always felt like when I hug you in person, there's just something so special about you and your hugs. Everyone that is experienced a Joshy hug understands. But seriously,
Hmm.
you're just adorable. And
Oh,
I'm proud of you and everything that you're doing. And we need to come see you at some point in our
yeah,
lives when we are catching our surfboards.
yeah, yes, exactly. Let's do it.
uh,
uh, I love
so
you.
I want to finish with saying that today we don't just remember today as Michael's birthday or the day he was born, but we remember, excuse me, we remember the way he lived, the way he laughed, and the
Hmm.
way he loved. So, grief is the proof that love was real. And when the love is in, excuse me, you guys. Oh my God, maybe the emotions are coming out at the end. Weird. I'd hate to do that to you. Let me restart and catch my breath. Jesus. Grief is the proof that love was real. And when the love is this deep, the grief will never truly end, but neither will the love. Okay. 2, his family, our family, to his friends, and to anyone missing someone today, may we honor them by living the way they would want us to, boldly, kindly, and with our hearts wide open. So, happy birthday, Michael, aka Bubs. We love you. We
Hmm.
carry you always.
Bubba.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. I absolutely loved having you on, Josh.
Hmm.
And we definitely need to do some more podcasts with Josh. He's the greatest at this.
Aw, I love that. Thanks.
So if y'all want to follow Josh or whatever, we'll plug in some things that he'd like you to be a part of in the show notes. So when the episode launches down below in the show notes, there will be some links or some whatever Josh wants on there. Maybe his phone number. He's kind of cute.
Oh, hey, too bad I'm taken.
Too bad he's taken. Just kidding. Anyways, much love to you all. Please take care of yourselves mentally, physically, emotionally. We only live once. Let's live it up.
Love.
So